Hi guys, today I decided to do something slightly different. I've been looking through my yarn and I've realised I've had a lot of leftover, really just end bits. And these are all acrylics, I'm not too precious about them. So I've decided to make a mini cushion for my girl. So this is one side of the mini cushion and I'm going to do the other side on camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to start by chaining 52. So the usual, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll just do 52 chains like this, and I'll see you here in a second. Okay, so I have my 52 stitches, and now what I need to do is I'm going to work with treble crochets in this round. So it's British English, so in American English it will be double crochet. So I'm going to skip 2 chains, so this one and that one, and I'm going to work into this chain here. So yarn over, put the hook in, yarn over and pull through, and then you end up with three loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2, and again yarn over in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again yarn over in the next stitch, yarn over, pull the yarn, and you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and this is what I'm going to do until the end of this first row. Right, so I'm now at the end of my row of the treble crochets, and I have ended up with 50 stitches because we skipped 2, so 50 is what you should have now. So I'm going to turn my work around and I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to work with double crochets in this round, which means a single crochet in American English. So I'm just going to put my hook in the first stitch, so I'm not going to skip anything. I'm just going to put my hook in here, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through, and that's my first double crochet. In the next stitch again, put the hook, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through, and that's my second double crochet. Hang on, my yarn just got tangled. And the third one, put the hook in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. So basically that's what I'm going to do in this row. So I'll see you here once I've got to the end of my row. Okay, so I'm almost at the end of my second row. Just 2 stitches, there we go. Now I'm done, so I can turn my work around, and I'm going to chain 1 again. So I'm going to work with double crochets and something that is called honeycomb. So I'm going to do, first of all, 2 double crochets. So 1 in the very first stitch, and 1 in the following stitch. And then what I'm going to do is 5 incomplete treble crochets in 1 stitch. So I'm going to yarn over and then put the hook in, yarn over again and pull through. So I have 3 on the hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, and not finish this one. I'm going to yarn over again and put the hook in the same stitch. So I'm here with the 4 loops on the hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. So that's 2. I'm going to do it again and then pull through 2 again. So that's 3. Again, yarn over, put in the same one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more, yarn over, and there we go, we have 2, pull through 2, and you'll know that I did it right if you have 6 loops left on the hook after all this. And then you yarn over and pull the yarn through all the loops at the same time. And then that's your honeycomb. And then you just go into the next stitch along. Sometimes it's hard to know, so it's good to pull your work apart a little bit so you know that this is your next stitch here. And you just do a normal double crochet quite tightly in here. One here and one here. And then I'm going to do another honeycomb. One, two, that didn't quite work. Okay, I need to start again. Okay, so yarn over, pull through 2, and that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, 4, and 5, and if I have 6, 2, 4, 6, that means I did it correctly, and I yarn over and pull through all of them at the same time, and then do a double crochet in the next stitch quite tightly, and then another double crochet in the following stitch. And now I'm going to do another honeycomb. So basically this is my pattern for this entire row. 1, 2, so it's not, sometimes it's quite tricky, but just patience, I guess. 3, 4, and 5, pull through 2, and then check I have 6, 2, 2, 4, 6, and then pull through all of them, and then again 2 double crochets, 1 in each stitch. 1, 2, and then when I get to the end of the row, I should be ending with 2 double crochets, 1 in each stitch. But this is what it looks like so far. So you can pause the video now and I'll see you here in a second. Okay, so I'm about to do my last honeycomb. So one, oopsie, I think that did not work very well. I'll start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then pull through all of them, and the last 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. So now I'm going to do the reverse of what we did before the honeycomb. So you can see you have nice row there. We did triple crochet, double crochet, honeycomb. So now we're going to do double crochet and triple crochet. So I'm going to put the yarn back in, chain 1, and then in the first stitch I'm going to do 1 double crochet. Now this row I'm going to have to count quite carefully because obviously because of the honeycomb, the stitches are not as obvious as they were before. So let's see if I can get it right. So that was the first stitch, and that's 2, 3. You can see there are different sizes. So again, just pull your work apart. So this is 4. If you have trouble seeing, 5. There's this massive one here, 6. And then the small one here, 7. And another small one here, 8. And then the big one, 9. And then another small one, 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. So I'm just going to carry on and I'll see you in a second. Great, I managed to do it right this time. I did miscount a few times when I was practicing this and I was coming up with this particular pattern, but here we go. So this is our double crochet row done, and now we just need a row of triple crochets. Now, bear with me 1 second, my yarn is tangled again. So this time I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to do a triple crochet in the first stitch and a triple crochet in all the following stitches, just 1 in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I'll meet you here once I finish this row. 7, 8. I have only 1 stitch left to complete my row now. As you will see in my first side, so I'm just doing a sequence of triple crochet, double crochet, honeycomb, double crochet, triple crochet, and that's it. So now I'm going to change color. So I'm going to use the pink because why not? So in order to do that, I'm going to start a normal triple crochet. So yarn over, put the hook through, yarn over, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. But I'm not going to finish. To finish, I'm going to take the second yarn and pull that one through the last 2 instead of the first one, like so. And then before I continue, I'm going to tie a knot to keep the yarn in place. And another one. Okay, don't worry too much about it because this actually will be hidden anyway, so it's not a massive problem if it's not in the if the knot here is not in the right place. That's just silly the way it sounds. Okay, so I have knotted it, and then I'm going to turn the work around, chain 2, and do a row of triple crochets, 1 in each stitch. So basically I'm going to repeat this sequence. So I'm not going to show you both rows of triple and double crochets. I'm going to meet you here once I've completed 1 row of triple crochets and 1 row of double crochets. Okay, so I got to the end of my single through my double crochet row, and I forgot to say that I should have really cut the old grey yarn before, because it got tangled and it got really tricky, but I just wanted to show you, and it could have been done as soon as you tied it really, but oh well. And now I'm going to turn and chain 1 and do 2 double crochets, 1 in each stitch, 1, 2, and then do 1 honeycomb, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the reason that I'm actually showing you this again is because this time, if you look at it, the honeycomb has to be on that side. So instead of pushing it this way, I'm going to push it that way and then do my 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Here we go. And again, another honeycomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I don't think that worked. Let's do that one again. 4 and 5. And again, push it to the outside, away from you, and then do the double crochet. 1 and 2, and that way you will end up with the honeycombs on the same side, even though the pattern kind of makes it slightly more difficult, because the first one you do on this side, so they are facing you, and this one is facing away. So what I'm going to do now is finish this row of the honeycomb, then I'm going to do 1 row of double crochets and 1 row of triple crochets, the same way I did here, and I'll meet you here once I finish this sequence. Okay, so I'm at the end of the row with my triple crochets. So again, I finished with this sequence here. I'm going to change the color. So yarn over, put the hook in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then to pull through the second 2, I'm going to change the color. There we go. 1, 2. So I'm going to cut off my previous yarn, the pink one, and then I'm going to tie a knot to make sure that it all stays in place and doesn't fall apart. And then I'm going to turn my work around and start another sequence. So yarn over and 1 triple crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 triple in the next stitch, and 1 triple in all the stitches until the end of the row. So basically this is my 3rd sequence, and I'm just going to carry on with changing the colors every time I finish a sequence. So if you have a look on the one that I've already finished, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ones. So I'm going to carry on with the sequences until I have 8 in this one as well, and then I'll see you after that to show you what I'm going to do next. Of course, if you don't want to change colors, that's also great. I found that it's best to work with one color. So if you have yarn that is sort of with different colors in one, it doesn't really show the honeycomb as well. So we can pause the video here, and I'll see you here at the end of all my sequences. So remember, 8 sequences altogether. So I have 2 and I have 6 to go. See you in a minute. So I've just got to the end of my last sequence, and I'm just going to chain 1 and fasten off. Okay, let's get that out of the way. So you can see this is my second square. And this is my first one. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start putting them together. Doesn't really matter which way, because obviously it's different colors on different sides. So I'm just going to have a look. And so I'm going to do the stitch on the outside. So this one obviously needs to be turned. No, that's fine. There we go. The stitch on the outside. And I'm going to use yet another color. And the way I'm going to start is just put my yarn in the chain here. So I'm going to start here at the very beginning, and then put the yarn here, and then in the next one, and in the next one, and so on and so forth. The same on the back. So I'm just going to put my hook through both. So start like so, and then pull the yarn, if I can manage to. As you can see, I have used this yarn before because I have practiced many different things. And then chain 1, and then I'm going to do 1 double crochet, which in American English is a single crochet, in the next stitch. So on the front and on the back. And do 1 double crochet in the next stitch, on the front and on the back, and in the next. So it's just going to be 1 double crochet in each stitch. There we go. So you can see this is the back and this is the front. So I'll see you here once I've got to the end of this row. So I've done one side. As you can see, it is looking quite nice and neat, but that's because it's the top side. And now we're going to move on to the side edges, which are going to be slightly more difficult to do. Now all these ends I might weave in later, but for the time being I'm just going to tuck them in and not worry about them. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing, except I'm just going to move to the side. Now here I'm going to do 2 double crochets in one in the corner stitch to make sure that it's wide enough. And then with these, as you can see, it's quite tricky, so I'm just going to go into these larger holes. So basically I think it's a turning chain, and just go and do my double crochet in there, and the same in the back. So just do every single time you see a hole. They are quite evenly spaced, so it shouldn't be very difficult, but it just might not look as neat as the top edge. Just need to make sure that it's in the right place. And then the next one. And the next one, and let's just have a look. So it's actually not too bad. So as you can see here, it's looking slightly less pretty, but we'll just have to deal with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 sides. I'm not going to close the last side because I want to stuff my cushion with some soft things. So I'll see you here once I finished the 3rd side. So I'm going to go around here and around here. So see you in a second. Right, so I have my 3 sides done. So this one is slightly worse than the others. As you can see, the back is, I need to work on this. I need to work on how to do the edges so that they look a bit neater. But I'm happy with this for now because the front looks really, really nice. So I'm going to leave this as it is for a minute, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do in terms of stuffing. So in my case, I'm just going to use whatever fabric I've got lying around to put inside my cushion. But to make sure that I don't make it too big, I'm just going to turn this inside out. There we go. And then I'm going to cut. Because mine is quite long, I don't even have to cut a square. I can just cut a rectangle, and that means one of the sides is already going to be ready for me and I won't have to sew it on. So obviously I want it to be exactly the same size, because when I do the sewing, that will make the inside slightly smaller. So I'm just going to cut this one here, and then we can't cut this one here because we need to fold it. Fold it over, and then cut it there. Now obviously this is not exact science. If you want it to be mop size, please do so. But I, quite frankly, don't really have much time to indulge in those things in my crafting at the moment. So I'm just doing what I can and when I can. Not great cutting either, but there you have it. And then this one here. This one is easier because I can just go along the line. Now, to me, it's important that all the material that I use can be washed in a washing machine, because obviously if it's for a toddler, it's very likely to get quite mucky. So my acrylic yarn can be washed in 40 degrees. This can also be washed, and the stuffing that I have can be washed in as much as 90 degrees. So it really is quite good. So I don't need a zip. I don't need to be able to take this out. I can just put it all together and wash it as one. Okay, so at the moment it looks quite big, but I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. And let me just double check. Yeah, it's exactly the same size, which means once I've started sewing, the inside will become slightly smaller. So basically any stitch will do. Whatever you used to, whether it's a back stitch or just a single stitch, it's all fine. All it needs is to be holding the stuffing inside of the cushion. So bear with me a second, I'll just get my thread in. Okay, so I've got my thread. So what I'm going to do is do the 3 sides and then keep one open so that I can put my stuffing in. Now you'll notice that I'm going to sew on the right side of the fabric because it's quite colourful and this is paler. So for me it will be better because if there's anything see-through in my cushion, I don't want it to be too visible. So I'm just going to start up here. Just make sure that it's all aligned. As I said, it doesn't have to be very neat because it's all going to be inside and you won't be able to see it. Okay, so I'm just going to do a very simple stitch, and I'll see you here once I've got just one side left to do. Of course, if you have a sewing machine, that's even better. It'll take you 2 minutes and not half an hour. Okay, so I've done my sides now. I've got one more that is open, so I'm just gonna turn this inside out. My needle is still attached because I'm going to need to use it, and now I'm just going to start stuffing. So this is a polyester stuffing that I have here. I will post a link to this one in the description below. Simply because I think it's quite nice, but I have not tried anything else, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But I do know that it washes really well and it keeps its shape because I tried it on 60 degrees and it was unchanged, so that was really helpful. Okay, just need to make sure that it's nicely spread. Okay, so I'm going to stuff it completely in a second, but first of all, let's see how it's going to work in the cushion. To make sure that everything is right. Okay. Okay, I think that's quite cute, and I think I can stuff it a lot more. So I'm going to stuff it while it's in there, so that I know how much more is needed. And I'll see you here in a second. Okay, so I think I've reached the point where there's enough stuffing inside. Now, if it's difficult to sew in the last edge, you can always just take the stuffing out and then leave a little bit of the edge open and then restuff it. But what I'm going to try to do is just do it here. And I'm not going to bother with any pretty stitches because, as I said before, this is not going to show. So I'm just going to go like this. Sorry, I'm just going to go like this. So just do it on the outside. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to stuff my cushion completely, and then I'm just going to show you when I close my cushion. Okay, so my stuffing is inside, my cushion is nicely tucked in, and now I just need to finish the last side. So again, in the corner one, I've already put one, actually I've already put 2 double crochets in, so I'm just going to go into the next one. And as previously, I'm just going to go, sorry, this is not very good because the cushion is quite tall now. So I'm just going to go in these holes here and make sure that I close my cushion, and that will be it. This is the last bit that I need to do before my cushion is ready. So I'll finish this off and see you here just before I close. So I'm almost finished. I'm just going to finish it off, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 double crochets in this last stitch, because as you can see there's a little gap there, and hopefully that will close it, and then I'll just slip stitch into the following stitch. Oops, that did not work. Let's try again. Slip stitch into the following stitch, and then fasten off. Okay, and now I'm just going to pull the leftover yarn through some stitches. As you do, you can either use a needle for it, or you can use your hook, whichever is more convenient for you. Now, it's really difficult doing it on the camera because of the cushion being so, well, big. But you know what I'm doing. So basically, I'm just going to finish this off. But this is it. This is my cushion. And I'm basically really happy with the outcome. I think it's really fun, and I think my daughter will really enjoy it, especially that she does like to cuddle up sometimes. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like my video and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.